everyone, this is Katrina from Kathleen Creations, Reefs and Things, and sorry about that. Had a little technical difficulties. For some reason my computer would not go live, so I had to do some maneuvering around. You know how computers can be. Sometimes it's a great thing to use, and then sometimes it's a pain. But anyway, we're back today. Hey, if you're checking in with me, make sure you tell me who you said. Let me know who you are. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know if you're at family's house or you're staying at home. Did you go visit people? And happy gobble gobble day. Yes, eat, 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 and enjoy yourself and enjoy your time with your family. I figured I would come on today because this is that in-between time, like after breakfast, before you have Thanksgiving thing. I figured I would slide in a nice little easy wreath making with you guys today. So I figured I'd come on around this time to see if I can show you guys how to make a wreath out of 3 items. The last one I made was out of 4 items. This time it's going to be 3 items. So this is what we're going to be doing today. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you what it's going to turn out to look like. So I've made one already. Voila. This is what we're looking for. And then this is the middle piece. So this is what we're looking for. So that's what we're going to make today. So it's a winter pine wreath. That's what I'm calling it. Okay. So I'm going to let you go through all the supplies with you guys. And when you check in, make sure you let me know you're checking in. Make sure you say hi. Let me know where you're checking in from. I know it's Thanksgiving, but sometimes you got this downtime before you actually have dinner. So I figured I would come on and make a wreath with you guys. Because I'm actually waiting for dinner myself with some stuff in the oven. So I figured I'll do something with my time. I'll do something with my time. Alright, let's see. This right here is a peace sign. And this sign came from Walmart. And I think it maybe was $1.50. Think so. Maybe $1.50. Or $1, not sure. But it's a peace sign. It's a snowflake. And it's from Walmart. And then check this out. I was able to find the ribbon at Sam's Club that matched that peace sign. Look at that. It's almost an exact match. So this is the ribbon that we're going to be using. And this ribbon that I got from Sam's Club. Maker's Mark. Everybody know that's Sam's Club brand. So I got this from Sam's Club. This is only, what, I think $6.99 for this 50-yard roll. You know when these things come in stock, you got to go to Sam's Club and run and buy and buy and buy. So that's one item. This is number 2. This is number 1. This is number 2. And then this is number 3. Just a simple old pine wreath. This is a wreath from Walmart. It's a 20-inch, just basic pine wreath from Walmart. That's all this is. So I want to show you just how affordable this wreath is. This is $2.88. This was like $1.50. The ribbon was $6.99, and you won't even put a dent in this roll. Even though you're using a lot of ribbon, you still won't put a dent in that roll. But here you go. Very, very affordable. Very easy to do. So we're going to get the pine part together. Now what I've done already is I've already made the 2 bows. Like in the wreath that I showed you, we're going to have one bow up here to the corner. And we're going to have the second bow down here. In this corner here. Right? So it's the same size, and these bows are, the loops are 4.5 inches. For the big bow up here is 4.5 inches and is 14 loops, which means it's 7 loops on each side. Okay, so 4.5 inches with 14 loops, which is 7 loops on each side, and then you fluff them all out together. Okay, you know I love how I like to make my bows. Is I make my bows with my easy bow maker. Okay, so that means I did 4.5 on each side, 4.5, 4.5, and then I did 7 loops on this side and 7 loops on this side. Then I put them together and then I fluffed them up, and this is what I got. Now for the smaller one, I did like maybe 4-inch loops. You can still do the same size. So I went down maybe a little bit. It's either 4 inches or 4.5. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. But it's no less than the 4 inches. And I only did 5 loops. So I did 2 on this side. Then I did 2 on this side. And then I did 1 extra one. Okay? Because that's the center loop. Okay? So 2 on this side and 2 on this side with 1 more for the center. Okay? And I use my easy bow maker. But I went ahead and made it already, so you guys wouldn't have to stay and see that, because it is Thanksgiving, so you don't need to be online too long, because trust me, that mac and cheese is smelling real good to me right now. It's in the oven, it's just bubbling up. All right, let's get this green pine wreath ready. It comes with this little green tag on it. We're going to cut this off. And we're just going to fluff up the pine. And how I fluff up my pine is I actually just run my hands towards it. Like I rake it. I pull it and I rake it. And the first go around with this one being it's a small one, it's kind of stiff. I'm just picking up the pieces and I just rake it towards me. That's all I do is just rake it towards me. You got to pick up the pines, right? So I just rake it towards me just to pick it up, because when they box it, they smush it all down, so everything is all smushed down. So once I get that initial pickup, then I start going through it and just fluffing out pieces. And this is, I think, the most tedious part when you're working with a pine wreath, any pine wreath, is just taking the time and just fluffing it out. It's the most tedious part. And you just take your time and do it. No rhyme or reason how you do it. You see me, I'm just pulling the pieces apart. There's no, I'm not doing it by numbers and not doing no counting, nothing crazy. Remember, wreath making is just free flowing. There's no definite right or wrong way to do it, okay? You just make it your own. You do what you want to do. Like I say, it's not rocket science. You do whatever you feel. If it feels good to you, then you do it. But how is everybody doing? I hope you are enjoying the time off. If you was able to go see some family, I hope you're enjoying your family, because we don't get a chance to do that often. So if you got a chance to go and visit your family, good for you, and I hope you're enjoying their company. If you are getting a chance to watch me, thank you. And if you're watching on the replay, say replay, type in replay, let me know you're watching the replay, and thank you for watching my replay as well. My business will only grow with you guys' help. When you guys watch my videos, it helps my algorithm. YouTube then puts my video out there to more people, and that just helps my business grow. So thank you so much for taking the time and watching my video. And I figured, like I said earlier, that I would come on in this downtime in between breakfast and dinner, that I would come on and do a quick video for you guys. Alright, so we're just going through and we're fluffing it up. Like you see, it's much more fluffy. See, more full. You turn more pieces in. Pieces in. Hey, tell me what your specialty is when you did for your Thanksgiving. What did you make? Did you make anything? There's a lot of us out there that don't cook. We don't really make anything. But we can go to the store and buy a good old pie. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you made something, let me know what you make. Because I know my specialty I love to make is my sweet potato pies. I love making them. They just bring me so much joy to make. Because everybody loves them. It's always good. It's a good way to finish off your dinner. Either with a cup of coffee or espresso. After you've had a big old heavy meal. Are you with family? Did you go visit family? Because we didn't go visit anybody this year. We're keeping it pretty low key. This year we stayed at home. Just my brother-in-law. He's coming over because his wife, my sister-in-law, she had to work. So he's coming over to hang out with us. We are blessed though. One of our daughters is home with the baby. She moved back in with us with the baby. So we got the little grandson here with us. So that's a blessing. We got little man with us. He should be upstairs taking a nap now. Then he'll be ready to go come dinner time. Any other grandparents know what I'm talking about? The grandbaby ramping up. Alright, we're just about done. I think that's it. We're going to take a look at it and see how it is. And it's however you like it. Like there's no, like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. If you think that's good enough, then that's good enough. I'm going to look through the cameras, get that downward look, so you see how it is. It's nice and fluff. It's nice and fluff now. You got the nice fullness. Got a couple of areas. But we're going to fill that in with ribbon, so don't worry about it too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the bow on. Like I said, this bow is 4.5-inch loops and it's 14 loops, which means it's 7 on one side and 7 on the other, and then you just fluff it up. Okay, so 14 loops at 4.5 inches. That's how this bow is made. I always like to tell people that, because one of my pet peeves when I watch videos is the designer not explaining how they made their wreath. I mean, how they made their bow. So 4.5 inches, 14 loops, which is 7 and 7. Okay. All right. So we're gonna tie this down. Find a spot. We're gonna tie this down in here. I don't want it down too tight, but even if it does, we can just move the pines over. It's not a big deal. So lay whatever pines down that's really holding it up. Then I want to show you how I did those loops. Okay, so we got the bow in, right? And then we're going to put in the second bow. So I want it across from each other. Right? This is how I want my wreath to hang. So I want my sign to be right here in the middle. And also I want the other bow, the second bow, to be diagonally across from this one. So I'm going to put the second bow right here. Now, you can put your bows anywhere you want to. You do not have to copy what I do. Know that, ladies and gentlemen. I always say this is your art. You do it the way you want to do it. So you do not have to do it the way I'm doing it. This is just how I like it. I really think with the loops, it looks good when it's off to the side like this. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm putting it off to the side, because that's how I want it. But you don't have to do it this way. You can do it any which way you want to. And all I'm doing in the back, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, maybe I didn't show you, is I'm just twisting it off in the back. Just taking that Chanel stem and twisting it off in the back. And I just did the same thing here. Just twist it off in the back. Twist it off in the back. That's it. Let me just fluff it out a little bit. You're gonna mess with it some more. But you know me about my bows. I can fluff and fluff and fluff and keep fluffing. Never enough fluffing for me. So this is what we're gonna do next. Now, you can actually put your sign in now if you want to, or you can wait till later. I'm gonna wait till later. I'm gonna show you what I did for these loops. Okay, I've taken the ribbon and I've cut long strips, 50 inches long. Okay, these long strips, 50 inches long, and I've done 8 of them, and I will show you why. So, get your ribbon. You can cut them 50 inches or not. I said, it's up to you. This is your art. You do it the way you want to. So I'm going to take 4 of these strips, and we're going to start making some loops. I'll show you how that's done. So you put the ends of the strips together. Right? Put the ends of the strips together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread them out just a little bit from each other. And I'm going to tack that with just a little bit of glue. So you see how I got it fanned out a little bit? So each ribbon is still touching each other. See that? So a little bit of the ribbon is touching each other. You see it on the back. See they're still touching each other? We're going to take that and we're going to hit it with just a little bit of glue on the parts that is touching each other. Y'all know me, I love my trusty dusty glue gun. So we got that one. This one. And we got this one. We don't need that much glue. Just a little glue, and be careful. You know this glue is hot, so be careful. And I'll explain to you why I fan that out in a second. You're going to see. You know there's always a reason for my madness. Here we go. Alright, my computer seemed to be trying to get all wonky on me. Let's see. So when you come in, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you comment, you say hello, wish me happy Thanksgiving, because I wish you guys happy Thanksgiving. I'm hoping you're having a good time with your family. I'm catching you at a good time coming on with this video. I'm just cutting right now the little silver the little wire pieces that's hanging off the tip. For some reason, that just bothers me, so I wound up cutting them off. I don't like that sticking out. Even though you will not see it, ladies and gentlemen, you will not see it. I know it's there, so it drives me crazy. So we got all these pieces stuck together, right? And the reason why I did that is because we're going to be doing loops. We're going to go in and we're going to do loops. And I just want to make sure, if I added securities, I just want to make sure these ribbons stay together. Let's go into how we're going to put it in. Now we're going to lift up this bow. And you see it's got like 2 pines, like right here underneath the bow. So we're going to lift up the bow a little bit. And we're going to find some pines right here underneath the bow. We got 2 of them. And we're going to just lay this right down in that. And then we're going to take these pines and we're going to twist it right on top of that to secure it down in that root. And we're going to do it a couple of times. We're going to make sure that that doesn't come out. So now you got all 4 of these ribbons together. And that's what we want. See, once we do that, then we're just going to start folding these and just doing our loops. And we're going to do 5 loops. It's going to be 5 loops to get down to this bow right here. And you can space it out any which way you want to. Whatever looks good to you is fine. Nothing has to be an exact. Remember, this is your art. You do it the way you want to. Now, I kind of measure it from here to here. From here to here. 3.5 inches, that may be. Not sure. Let me get my measure. Let me get my measure. Let's just see. Let's see. That's about 3 inches. It's about 3 inches. But you don't have to do it that way. You can just eyeball it, whatever looks good to you. I figured as long as if these pines stick up, if you can go over it easily, then that's enough height. You don't need the height to be up here. You don't need the curls to come all the way out from the reef. You want it to just go a little bit above the pines, right clearing above the pines, so you don't flatten the pine down, and that's all you need. So I just take my finger, put it here, and then I put it right down into the reef. I take these, and then I just put it right down into the reef. And when I do, see how I got them together? Then I pinch them right here, and then I find 2 pines on the end of that, and then I tie it down with that. And you have to work with it a little bit because you have to work around these pines. You know, these pines are sticky. Not sticky, but they, don't want to bend all the time when you put it in. So you find yourself 2 pines, and you twist them down with these 2 pines. And you have to mess with it a little bit. You have to maneuver it a little bit, and that's fine. These pines are easy to work with. They go wherever you want them to. It's not a problem. And look at that. You have your first loop. You got to fiddle with it a little bit just to get it where you want it. There you go. Put this bow where you want it. And we're going to be refluffing this and refluffing this, but that's the first one. And what's so good about this is it's forgiving, so if you need a little space, you just pull it out just a little bit. So now we pull on, we go on to the next one. Take my finger, I put it down, and I put it down in here. I go over just a tad. I want a little bit of green in between here. So I go over just a tad, right? I'm using that green that's already in between there. That's all I need. That's all I want. Give my little loop just a little space right here. When you put it together, I try to keep them in order as much as possible. They like to get twisted up a little bit. Just put them in order. That's all. Like I said, it's no alarm. Just do what you feel. Put it down in here. Find a green pine. Give yourself enough space. And then you just take another pine and you just twist it around. If you hear crying, that's my grandson upstairs. So just know my grandbaby's here. Now this one seems a little bigger than this one, right? So what we do is we untwist it, I'm glad that happened. Untwist it and we just pull them in some. Pull them down some. That's all we need to do. So forgiving. So if it don't look right to you, remember, nothing is glued in. It's absolutely fine. You can untwist the pine, resize it how you want to, put it where you want to put it, and it'll be absolutely fine. So we got this here, and then we got these right here. So now we want to move on to the next one. We're going to do 5 of them. So we got 1, 2, and then 3. And we're done with this side. And then we're going to do 4 more on this side. That's why I said I cut 8 of these long pieces. And you may not have to cut them in 50 inches. I just cut them in 50 inches to make sure there is enough ribbon to do these 5 loops. So go and get your pine. Go and get some ribbon. Go and get your pine and go and get some ribbon. You don't even need a sign if you don't want to. Listen, this ribbon speaks for itself, really. If you got a really beautiful ribbon, you don't even need a sign. You just work with the ribbon. The ribbon says it all. If you got a pine that's in your way, you can always bend that pine back underneath it. You can move it out your way. It's not a problem. Remember, this moves where you want it to go. You got that little bit of green in between. A little bit of green in between, and that's what we want. And you spread these out where they touching a little bit, but you may see a little green in between. That's good. That's good. That's how you want it. So now we're going to go on to the next one. And you see how we coming to the end? So that's good. So we go to the next one, which is here. We'll find a little green piece here, a little pine. I'll find another pine on this side. Push it down a little bit and then give it a good twist. And then we fluff it out. And we fluff it out, look at that. And we fluff it out. There you go. Like I said, if something don't look right, then just untwist it. Do it over. Not a big deal. I think that's supposed to be on that side. So we flip that over and it looks fine. There you go. Now we do our last loop. Come in here, do our last loop. And we're coming in right down in here. We'll be close to that bow. Because we're going to spread that bow out. So you're not even going to see this end. We're going to tuck those ribbons in so nobody's going to see that. We're going to wind up cutting that off anyway, so nobody's going to see that. But we're going to tuck it down for right now. And then we're going to open this up. Piece of pine that's sticking out in between. And look at that. We have one side down. We have one side down. Look at that. One side down. There you go. So then we go and we get the other 4 right here. And we do the same thing. We line them up. We line them up. And we do a little dab of glue like we did the first ones. Just to make sure they all stay together. So we fan them out a little bit. Fan them out. Just give them a little space in between each other. Flip it over. So you can see where we need to do the glue at when we flip it over. Even them up just a little bit. So get your trusty dusty glue gun. And go right where you see them meeting at. And you just touch them together. do the next one. Now, of course, you can lay this down on your mat. I'm doing it up this way so you guys can see it. Okay, so you don't have to do it this way. You can lay it on your mat and you can glue it down here. I'm showing it this way and underneath so you can see how I'm gluing it and how I have it all fanned out. Okay, so you get a better view. That's why I'm showing you this way. But you can absolutely, while you're doing it, you can lay them flat, pick it up, put a little glue, pick it up, put a little glue, pick it up, put a little glue. You do not have to glue it turned upside down like that. I'm just doing it for video purposes so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So I got a lot of these ends here I want to cut off. Little wire ends. You do not have to do this. This just drives me crazy. This is my own OCD thing. So, but you do not have to do that because nobody's going to see that. It's just me. I see it. I know it's there. It drives me crazy. Okay. So we got our pieces and they're all connected. Let's attach it. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the other one. We're going to go underneath the bow, pick it up a little bit, find 2 green pines, lay your ribbon down in there. You may can't see it, but you know I'm laying the ribbon down in there. See, it's down in there. See where my finger is. And it's in between 2 pines. I'm going to take these 2 pines and I'm going to give it a really good twist. Okay, and we're going to make our first loop. Bring my hand, and we're going to make our first loop. And there's a pine here, and there's a pine here on this side, and we're going to do a twist. You got some pines here that's sticking out that don't want to let this open. So what you do is you just move the pine out your way. That's all you got to do. Remember, these pines can be bent wherever you want to put them. So there you go. You got your first loop on the side. First loop done. So then you get your fingers up. You do your second loop. Got a very long pine right there. You can move it out your way. You got a green pine right here. You got a green pine right here. You look at your loop and see if maybe it's a little too high. If it's not, then you twist it right on down in there. Remember, this is only 3 items to this wreath. We got the wreath, pine wreath that we're using. We got the sign, which is right here, which look how good that matches. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but yeah. And then you got this beautiful ribbon. That's it. That's it. You got everything. And like I said, you don't need a sign. You could have just did something beautiful with this ribbon right here, because this ribbon is beautiful. Pulled one of the ribbons too high, so I just have to pull it back down. And there you go. Like I said, this is very forgiving, so if something don't look right, you can fix it. Nothing is glued in except those ends of your ribbon that you glue together. Other than that, you really don't even need the glue, because you can just put those 4 pieces and tie them up and put them right together and hold it down with a pine. So we find another spot, which is right here. We find 2 green, 2 pines, and twist it again, give it a good twist, and then we spread out our ribbon rather. We spread it out, and look at that. This is gorgeous. I don't know how I came up with this. I don't remember finding or seeing this anywhere. I know I've seen loops in wreaths before, but I don't think I've ever seen when it's got the loops like this that go into a bow. Maybe I did, but I don't recall it. And I was just wanting to do something different. Uh-oh, we got some bow stuff that's coming off the wreath. I mean, off the ribbon. Just cut that off. And I just was like, you know what? I want to do something different. I don't want to do the wreath style that people are always so used to. I like to do different things. So when I came up with this in my head, I said, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. So we got three loops. We need two more. We need two more loops. So we're gonna go one here and one here. One here. So we gotta find a pine, and we got some pines that's holding it up a little too high. So you gotta move those pines, separate those pines. You gotta find a pine long enough. Okay. Alright, we got one. And this one. And we're gonna twist them down. Right. So now we need to fluff out these loops. And you have to maneuver it. It's not a big deal. You have to maneuver. This pine wants to do its own thing, of course. And you just let it know, hey, I'm the boss. If you're gonna go where I want you to go. Sometimes you have to do that with your crafts. You have to let it know who's boss. Alright, let's do our last move. Come right in here. Find a pine, two pines at either end. And then we just spread it out. Like I said, you may have to pull it out some if it doesn't look right, it doesn't look even. You have to pull it down some. Because this middle ribbon right here look like it's a little higher than the rest of them. So you find that middle ribbon, and all you do is you try to pull on whichever one. You know that piece is here. There go that middle ribbon. See how it's down now? And that's how you want it. You can fix them. So don't get frustrated if something just doesn't look right. You can fix it. Okay? You can fix it. You do not have to worry about it. Now you can take these ends, and of course we're going to cut them off. So we just tilt them around just like that. Because we're gonna just go ahead and cut them off. Now if you're selling this, I don't know if you watched my last video. I told you don't have to use any glue. You don't have to. You don't want to. You don't have to do that. But when you're selling something, you want to make sure it doesn't come off with your customer or anything like that. So you may want to do like a little bit of glue down here where you've attached it at. You do a little bit of glue, and nobody ever known it won't come off, right? So we go up here and we can just refluff out the bow. And you're going to always move these, like not have them so close. Like, let me pull this up so I can see it. So you just bend this down a little bit where your bow can sit. And you do the same on this side. And remember you got those pines there too, so those pines are holding your bow up as well. You just maneuver it around. Gotta play with it a little bit to get it where you want it to be. And there you go. So you got your bow, you got your loop, and you got your bow. And everybody's sitting nice and happy. So you see how that came out? Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now down here at the bottom, it looks a little scarce. So what you can do is actually you can bring this in if you want to. And just have this feeding into it so it doesn't, you can still see the colors coming into this bow and have it feeding into the bow. I don't like that. I'm going to cut it off and I'm just going to fluff up this pine. And that's how I'm going to do that. I will spread these out a little more. Have them come down some more. And this one come down a little bit from the bow. And I can do the same on the other side. So you just work with it. You work with it. Whichever way, you look at your wreath and you figure out what you want to do with it. What you like with it. Okay? If this is something you want to do, or you just want to do just 2 loops, you do 2 loops. You want to do 3, you do 3 on each side. You see how I'm pushing it down? I'm just pushing them down some, spreading them out a little bit. Pushing it down a little bit. That's all I'm doing. And spreading it out a little bit where it's still kind of touching, but spread out. And I'm spreading out that bow at the top. Give me a little bit more room. And take this bow, put this around here so it fills up that little empty gap, because it looks like a little empty gap. And we're going to fill that right on up, this bow. And you can always add another loop. Go to your easy bow maker, make 1 loop on one side, 1 loop on the other side, about the same side, and just take a zip tie and connect it together and zip tie together, and then put it right on the back of this. You can do that. There's always ways to get around if you see some holes or anything that you need to do. We're going to attach our sign, and how we do that, we're going to cut this off. And we're going to take the pine and we're going to go through this little hole. It has a little hole, right? So we're going to take a pine and we're going to go through this little hole. The pine that's on the top, where we want to make it even so it can lay. Or you could have left that burlap thing up there. Whichever one you want to do, it's up to you. Sometimes these are a little thick and they don't want to go through the hole. But a lot of times you can get it in, or you can, like I said, keep it on. It's whatever you want to do. So you have your little sign here, which I think I'm going to go back and put that because it's not hanging as free as I want it to do. So we're going to go and we're going to put the burlap twist back on it. Let's see if we can get it back in the hole. Yep, we got it back in. Make a knot. Put a little bit of glue. Okay, now I'm trying to tie it. But this is what happens if something goes wrong, or you think it goes wrong. Just fix it. It's fine. That's what art is all about. Fix it. Nothing is permanent. You give it a little big tug. You get that little branch again. And then you hang it on that branch. And let that branch bend up. So there you go. So you got your peace sign. And you got your loops. And there you go. You got a beautiful wreath, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful wreath. But we're not done yet. We're done. I left the best part for last. We got some more strips here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make tails with these strips. The tails that's going to come out this bottom bow. See? And these are 25 inches long, if I'm not mistaken. 23, 25. Some of them are 28 and some of them are 23. So we're gonna attach this to the bottom here. And then we're going to make some tails. We're going to do accordion tails. And this is what I mean by accordion tails. See on the one I've already done? Look at that. See how that's like an accordion? You can bend it. And you have it at different heights. So when your customer or you want to let it hang from the door or the window, the wall, or wherever you put it at, you can have these tails hanging at different, like you have this length, this all the way down here, this short, another one long. You can do it any which way you want to. And that's what I mean by accordion tails. So we're going to do that. So we're going to attach these. And we're going to space them out again. And I'm going to show it to you down on the table. That way you can see it being done down on the table. You can put a little bit of glue here on this end. And you're going to attach this one. The next piece, same thing. And you just need a little bit of glue. You don't need a lot of glue. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of glue. And this is 8 strips, okay? Because you have 4 coming here and 4 coming here. So if you're going to have anything hanging here, it needs to add up, to me anyway, it needs to add up to what you have coming down into your bow. Just going to do another one, and we're almost done. Ooh, that mac and cheese is smelling good. Remember, when you watch me, if you're watching on replay, make sure you type in replay. Let me know where you're watching me from, where you're checking in from. If you're with your family, if you stayed at home, let me know. And also, wish me a happy Thanksgiving, because I'm definitely sending that out to you guys. Happy, happy, happy Thanksgiving. Definitely. Now I'm just going to take these last 2 and I'm going to put them across the top. So I really don't need it being any wider. So you're going to put this right across the top. Right across these 2 guys. These guys here. We're going to take this piece and we're going to put it right over top of these guys. Like this one. There we go. Of course, I got my strands that I need to cut. That's driving me crazy that I gotta cut. So I'm gonna cut them off. I'm gonna let it dry a couple more seconds. So let it dry. And then I'll just cut these little wire pieces that's hanging out on the top. That just drives me crazy. Once again, you don't have to do that. That's just me being OCD. That's just me being OCD. Alright, so we got our strips. Now we're going to put it all together. We're going to lift this bow up. Right? We're going to put it all the way out our way. And we're going to find like 2 pines. And that's where we're going to put this at. We're going to kind of like gather it a little bit. I'm going to gather it a little bit. I'm going to hold it down. Now, if you're going to sell this wreath, make sure you put a little dab of glue on that to hold it down, okay? And then it bends right back down. So you take your bow, and that's it. Look at that. Right back where it was. Right back where it was. There we go. And now what you do is you take the end of your ribbon and you start folding it. So you can go up, come down, like an accordion. You go up, and it don't have to be perfectly matched, like the same size. I like it the same size, so I kind of fold it up and down. See what I'm doing? So then now it's this way. Now I fold it down. I match up the front, fold it down. Then the bottom, I pull it up, kind of match the bottom, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just going up and down with this, and I'm going to do this with all 8 strips. All 8 strips. Now you don't have to do this part. You can cut the end on a diagonal. You can twirl it, you know, curl it up in your hand, twirl it up, and then pull it in, and there'll be spiral curls. You can do just a dovetail. Cut them at different heights and have them hanging. If that's what you want to do, then you can do that. This is a little time consuming. It is. But I just like the little touch that it gives. So I take the end, and once again, I can do it this way. I can start it that way. And then fold it up. Right down. Fold it up. And this is just what I'm going to do throughout the whole, all the rest of the strips. And you guys don't have to stay here and watch me do that. Just know the wreath is done. This is a winter pine wreath with 3 items. We got the pine, we got the ribbon, and we have the sign. So I'm glad you guys was able to check in with me today. I hope your Thanksgiving is great. I hope you get to really spend some time with your family and your friends. If you do have some downtime, if you don't mind, if you go over to my website, which is Kathleen Creations Wreaths and Things, check out my wreaths. Also, just to let you know, I am having a definitely Black Friday or Cyber Sale this weekend up until December 2nd. You get 20% off every wreath in my shop. So if you head over to Etsy and type in Kathleen Creations, one word, in Etsy, it'll bring up my Etsy shop and you'll be able to see all my wreaths with the discounts. So make sure you go over there and check that out. I would greatly appreciate it. If you want to see more of my videos, which I have quite a few, if you want to see some more of my videos, you can go to YouTube and watch my videos on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way you can know when I'm going live and know when I've posted new videos. So once again, happy Thanksgiving and gobble to everybody. If you tuned in with me, thank you so much. I wasn't able to see no comments. Like I said, my computer was acting a little wonky today. But I will comment once I get off the line. If you ask me any questions, I will answer your questions. If you're watching on replay, please type replay. I greatly appreciate it. Once again, happy Thanksgiving. Until I see you next time, you guys stay safe. Bye.